All right, we're on Facebook too, right? All right, most on Christ. First, real quick, I'm preaching officer 5,000 Shalayah, representing the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Of course, we've been pushing this truth under Commander General YAHANNA since 1969. We've been on these streets letting blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans know that they are the chosen people of God. All right, and we got a late start tonight, but we're going to utilize the time that the Most High allows us to have. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to do right now. You understand? We all know that brotherhood is the topic at hand. Brotherhood is something that's lacking. You know, sisterhood as well. We all know this. You know, we look in the news, we see different cowardly acts. Some brother just got stabbed multiple times, stabbed to death at his own job because he got into an argument with another brother. You understand? We see brothers killing their mothers to get insurance money to support their careers. We see friends running up in their so-called friends running up in other friends' houses, killing them, their wife, and their children because they had an argument. You know, these things are going on. These are things that's going on in the news. These are things that have been going on in the Hudson Valley. But it's not just Hudson Valley. They go on all over the place. They go on all over the earth. Wherever blacks, Hispanic Americans dwell at, these activities go on. You understand? There's young kids out here. I heard a young kid recently make a rap song. He made a rap song bragging about how he stabbed this young man in front of his, or a young man he knows got stabbed up in front of his son and killed. You understand what I'm saying? This is the type of environment that we live in. This is the type of things that this society has pushed on us. You know, society has made us hating each other a part of our culture. Right. You understand? They have made this a part of their culture. Or, excuse me, part of our culture. Society has made the black woman hate the black man. Right. The black woman is the only one that says ain't no good men out. Ain't no in here. Ain't no niggas ain't shit. That's, excuse my language, but that's what a black woman to say. Right. But I can't just put it all on us. Sisters, brothers say the same thing. Brothers is all about, you know, bees ain't ish, but hoes and tricks and this, that, and the other. And right. You know, brothers like to they like hoes. Right. You know what I'm saying? They like strip clubs and all of that, and, right. and sisters twerking and jerking and doing everything else. Right. You know what I'm saying? They like that. Right. They like these type of things. You know what I'm saying? But these are things that we have to overcome and we have to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because this society has pushed this on us. You understand? So what does that mean? Society has put us in a bubble to where we lust for certain things. We lust for the things that our oppressors lust for. Oppressors lust for money because they're greedy. Oppressors lust for unlawful sex, which is fornicating. Right. It's unlawful sex. What's unlawful sex? Homosexuality is unlawful sex. Two men together is unlawful. Right. Two women together is unlawful. Sleep on another brother's woman, that's unlawful. You understand? That's what fornicating is. People think fornicating is having sex before you so-called get a marriage license. That's not fornicating. Having sex with a woman and throwing her away and trying to sleep with everybody you can, that's a form of fornication. But we lust for these things, you know what I'm saying? Being shameless, the feminine movement, you understand? Things like this. This is what the society has pushed on us. Abortion clinics. Society has pushed this on us. There's a point in time where a sister would never get an abortion. She would just move down south with her grandmother and raise a child as her brother or sister or something to that effect. But now, society has pushed this wicked, disgusting lifestyle on us, and we've made it our culture. But that's our culture. You understand? So since the oppressor has trapped us in and made these things that we lust for weed, we lust for cocaine, we lust to get as drunk as we can. We lust to fight another brother, to sit there and stare at another brother and see who's going to look away first and acting all hardcore, bragging about killing another black man. These are things that the oppressor has put on us. Who else brags about killing black men? The oppressor. The Ku Klux Klan brags about that too. Aryan Nation, skinheads, they brag about killing black men too. And we brag about it. You understand? It's disgusting and filthy. But the same things we lust for can cost not just us our lives, but cost your brother his life. How many people we know out there was doing something they had no business doing and somebody else died for it, or somebody else got incarcerated for it, or just got in trouble for it, or got reprimanded for it, or whatever the case may be, because we were fulfilling our lust. Right. You understand? There's plenty of stories in the scriptures, in the black man's book, which is called the Bible, which the Christian church took and twisted around and made it some lovey-dovey white book, which is not. It is a book about war. It's a book about brotherhood, and it's a book written to specific people only. The book is not for everybody. Christians try to run to John 3:16, but they have no understanding of John 3:16. The world that spoke about John 3:16 is the world of the Israelites, the world of the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and that's it. You understand? But once again, society has put a spell on us to make us what? Love everybody. You understand? The same people that smack us in the face, we love them. Same people that shoot us down while we're unarmed, we love them. Scriptures say we're not supposed to trust our enemies. Right. But the enemies that we're supposed to love are our neighbors, because our neighbors are not our real enemies. There's a real enemy that bought us, that sold us, that beat us, burned us, lynched us, raped us, and continue to do it to this very day. That enemy is in the Bible. You understand? That enemy is in the Bible, and we are not to love that enemy. But guess what? That love is pushed on us. You understand? So when you lusting over loving Becky and loving Buford or whatever these oppressive names is out here, that could harm one of our people. You understand? There's black police officers, Hispanic police officers, which they should not be in law enforcement for this wicked society. Why? Because they're going to be forced to hurt another black or Hispanic brother or sister, which happens all the time. KRS-One came up with the song Black Cop. Did we forget about that? This has been an epidemic for a long time, been a problem for a long time. Why? Because that black man lusts after that power just to go and hurt his own people. Right. Just to go hurt his own people. And that lust that he's driven by, it can hurt someone else besides him. You understand? The moves that we make as a people, we have to learn to think about them twice, because it could affect your family, could affect your friends, could affect a stranger. How many times have brothers been walking home and or sisters have been stopped, frisked, and patted down because of a crime or something that somebody else committed? Right. Because somebody else did it. I know it's happened to me numerous times on numerous occasions. You understand? So the lust the things that we lust for and the things that we go after, that can be harmful to our brother, be harmful to our sister. So before we make a move or make an action, we got to think, well, how would this affect my brother? Right. And when I say your brother, I'm not necessarily talking about the person that came out of your mother's womb, right, or your father's nutsack. I'm talking about the person that shares the same flesh as you, your kinfolk, according to the flesh. Right. You understand? Go ahead.
That happened to Khalid Browder. Somebody stole another brother's book bag.
Right.
But they blamed it on Khalid Browder.
Mm-hmm. That's a perfect example. Another brother stole some book bag. Khalid Browder got locked up for it. Got locked up for it for years. Right. Like 3 or 4 years. Hell, no trial. Put the brothers in solitary confinement and all of that. Going through different fights, getting beat up by inmates and COs and so forth and so on. Brother got released. They told him, oops, made a mistake, sent him home. After years of being confined. After years of being detained. Brother came home and hung himself, man. Killed himself. Because of what somebody else did. You understand? So let's go into the scripture real quick. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 14, verse 12. All right, we're always going to go into the scriptures and just prove the word through the scriptures. That's what it's all about. understand? I can sit up here and talk all day long, but it's all about these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 14, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
There is a way which seemeth right unto a man.
There's a way that seems right to a man. And I know being young and dumb, there was always a way you thought was right. To go and steal, you thought it was right. Go and boost, go in the mall and boost something, whatever the case may be. Selling crack, selling weed, smoking weed, you thought it was right. You know what I'm saying? You thought it was right to go out there, sleep with as many women as you can, or sleep with as many men as you can, have all types of sex, run trains on women, have orgies, do all of this wild, out of control stuff. We thought it was the right thing to do. Because this is what was bred in our culture. This is what the oppressor gave us to believe was right.
Right.
So we thought it was all right. There was a way that seemed right. Go ahead.
But the end thereof are the ways of death.
But the end was the way of death, man. How many friends have brothers lost and sisters lost? How many family members have we lost through the partying and there's nothing wrong with partying, don't get me wrong. But through all the weed smoke, through all the cocaine use, through all of the pork eating, through all of that, how many people have we lost? Not just to violence, how many people have we lost to diabetes and cancer?
Right.
Alzheimer's disease. You think this is just a coincidence? It's not. It's not just a coincidence that the majority of black people dying from the same goddamn thing. The reason we all dying from the same goddamn thing is because God separated us as a people. You understand? He separated us as a people. You mean to tell me these oppressors ain't dying of high blood pressure and diabetes?
Right.
They ain't getting their legs amputated and cut off? They don't smoke and drink and get high? Nobody get higher than the oppressor.
Right.
He sniffed markers and sprayed WD-40 and everything else of his goddamn nose. Sniff Ajax. They get real high.
Right.
They shoot horse tranquilizers. I mean, they get high. Crystal meth look like takes you to a whole other world. You understand? You look like a goddamn alien after smoking crystal meth. It's worse than crack, it looked like. They get super high. You mean to tell me that we're the only ones that suffer? Because we're separate people and different people. And there's ways that we think are right, but it always ends in death.
Right.
Always. And then things like YOLO, you only live once. You understand?
Right.
We only live once. Because we just so willing to live fast and die young. You understand? And we think that's the right way. We think that's the right way to do things. But there's a way to us that seems right. That's not right. It only brings death. Let's go to Romans real quick. Romans 6 and 23. All right, Romans 6 and 23. I know a lot of brothers and sisters out there, they don't want to hear this Bible. They're like, man, I ain't into all that religion. This ain't religion. Being an Israelite is a culture. Right. It's a race. You understand? On that application, it should say Caucasian, Eskimo, Israelite. You understand? Right. Israelite is a race. That's what it is. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are one family, one nation, one race, but the society has destroyed us and cut us off from being a nation, just like it says in Psalms chapter 83. You understand? Real quick, let me get what you want to Romans, right?
Go to one question.
We'll get with you real quick. Romans 6 and 23. Go ahead, I'm with you.
Go to one. Romans chapter 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death.
The wages of sin is death. What's sin? Sin is going against the Most High God. And the things that we lust for, more than likely, is going against the Most High God. You understand? More than likely. Lusting after another brother's woman, that's going against the Most High God. You know that old school dumb line. What's up, girl? You got a boyfriend? Maybe you need a man friend, all of that garbage.
Right.
You understand? Sleep with another brother's woman, which brothers lust for. This song, the R&B song, that's all it's about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it's always been about. You should let me love you and all this other garbage. Talking about putting your rod where another man put his rod at. Sticking your tongue in a woman's mouth where another man's rod been at. That excites a man. You know what I'm saying? That's disgusting. But those are things that we lust for. You understand? That's sinning. going against the Most High God, the transgression of the law. To steal is a sin. To lie is a sin. To kill is a sin. To cheat your brother, to cheat them, you understand, is a sin. To charge your brother tax and charge them interest is a sin. These are things that's in the Bible. Things that you should not do to your brother. You understand? Do you understand if you give a brother $10, he's supposed to just give you back 10?
Right.
Not if I give you this $10, you owe me 20.
Right.
You can't do that to your brother. You understand? There's laws in the Bible that says if you find a dead carcass, like a deer, just say you find a dead deer, you can't eat that deer and you can't give that deer to your brother, but you can give that deer to an oppressor.
That's right.
It says it in the Bible.
Right.
Now, no, you can't tell the Bible's for everybody.
Right.
If the Bible's for everybody, it would say, don't give that deer to nobody.
Right.
It said, don't give it to your brother, but you can give it to them.
Right.
Because those are not your brothers. That's what it says in the Bible. I'm not making this up. You understand? That's in the laws of the Bible. That's in the book of Leviticus. That's where that is at. But we don't want to follow this Bible. We want to follow our flesh and follow our lust. And this is not judgment or nothing like that. Because people like to say, don't judge me. You judge it. I'm not judging. I'm telling you what's in the Bible.
Right.
I'm telling you how I used to be, how we used to be. And that lifestyle is going against the Most High God. And us going against the Most High God can not just cost us our life, it can cost your loved one your life.
Right.
You understand? There's people out there that have lost children. Children have died. You understand? Christ says, I kill, I make alive, I wound, I heal. Right. So when our family dies and everything, the Most High God is behind that.
Right.
I mean, say Christ said that. Most High God said that. Most High God's behind any death. Most High God's behind that. And your cousin died, or your brother died, or your son died. It might have been because of something you did. It might have been, even though they might have been gangbanging. They might have been selling drugs. They might have been doing something. They might have been doing nothing. They might have been a nice working class person that caught a stray bullet. Well, guess what? It could have been something that you was doing that caused that. Now, if we keep that in our mind, that let me stay on the straight and narrow with the Most High God. Let me follow through the straight gate of the Most High God. Maybe this can save my family. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it can save my family. People would say, well, I don't want to believe in God. You can't see him. Well, I can't see Sunday either. But I know Sunday's coming.
Right.
Anybody ever seen Sunday before? I never seen it. You know what I'm saying? Right. I never seen it, but I know it's coming. I know it's real. Right? So we need to follow the Most High God, man. We need to follow the Most High God. And when I say follow, I mean not what we think is following, but what the Bible says. And the Bible says being obedient to the Most High God is following him. Being obedient to the Most High God is loving him. That's what love is to God. Not, oh, my heart, that's not Valentine's Day. He don't want no cards and gifts. You understand? He's not into Cupid.
Right.
He's into obedience, like any parent is. He's into obedience. Getting high, smoking weed, trust me. I used to get high and smoke weed too. That's not being obedient to the Most High God, and that could cost somebody I love their life. But me being obedient to the Most High God, you can save a life, not just yours. Keep reading.
But the gift of God is eternal life.
Say it again.
But the gift of God is eternal life.
The gift of God is eternal life. That's the gift. And guess what? It might not be eternal life for you. It might be for your brother. It might be for your sister. See, our people need to see good examples. And it can cause a domino effect. The same way we see drug dealers, and that caused a domino effect.
Right.
Just like we see sisters stripping and twerking. One woman did a cucumber challenge where women deep throat and suck cucumbers. And guess what? Women just started putting out videos sucking on cucumbers. It was a domino effect. It became a trend. Well, why can't we have a trend on following the Most High God? Why don't we make that a trend and make that a part of culture? All these talented young brothers and sisters out here. That my daughter was showing me something last night on the TV. They got some dance called the mop, where you mop with and do all of this. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? People was on this TikTok or whatever she was showing me on YouTube, and there's video after video after video of these dances and all of that. It's a domino effect that started. That one person did it, and then people just started doing it. Well, why don't we start doing this? Why don't we start turning away from that sin? Why don't we start turning away from the way that the oppressors said we should live? As black folks, we don't like being bossed around anyway. Right. But this oppressor's bossing us around, forcing us to live a lifestyle that we should not be living. Right. You understand? Forcing us to do something that we should not be doing, and we just accept it. Well, the time now is not to accept it. The time now is to build up, stand strong. Why? Because your brother and sister need you to do it. You need a sort of domino effect in your family. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. Right. And if we start this new trend on caring enough about our brother to where we're going to watch what we do, and the only way to watch what we do is to do what the Most High God says we should do, we can start that trend and we can change something. Right. You know what I'm saying? We can change this earth. We can provoke the Most High God to send our King Christ back, a black man, back to this earth. That's right. You understand? And people say, I don't want to hear about no Christ coming back. That ain't real. And you celebrate Christmas. You telling your kids that some fat white man is going to slide through a chimney that you don't have. That you don't have. You're going to slide through your chimney and give your kids gifts. Right. You tell your child about that fat white man that's going to do that. And you live in a basement apartment. Come on. Let's wake up. Mm. Let's try something different. Right. We worship rocks and kiss rocks, and we kiss unks, and we do all these other religions and all this other garbage. Let's try to go back to the Most High God. Why? Your brother and your sister need you to do it. Try something new. It works, and we got living proof that it works. If you want living proof, you're in the Hudson Valley area, come to White Plains, New York on April 9th. That's right. 2020. You understand? It's a Thursday. We're going to be at the Westchester County Center celebrating the Lord's 51st Passover. You understand? All Black, Hispanics, Native Americans are invited to come through. We got a $100 donation. If you don't got it, still come. You understand? Still come, and we'll see what the Most High God is doing. Right. We'll see the fruits of this Bible. We'll see the fruits of it, the real fruits. Because if not the I.S.U.P.K, it's not real fruit. Anything outside the I.S.U.P.K, it's that plastic fruit you see on kitchen tables. Sometimes. Right. I said those are plastic grapes and plastic apples. It look real, but it's not. Right. You understand? Keep reading. Through Jesus Christ, our Lord. You understand? Through Jesus Christ, HaMashiach in the Hebrew. This is how we're going to get this eternal life, by following him and following his example. He laid his life down for his brothers. He laid his life down for his sisters. He didn't compromise. He didn't bend. He didn't break. He didn't fold. And guess what? He started a trend. He started a domino effect with that. And his trend is lasting thousands of years. Right. You understand? Thousands of years. Now, some people think they're doing it, but they're really not. Just like there's people doing this brand new dance. There's some people that's doing it, but they ain't really doing it. They're a little stiff. Right. They don't look quite right doing it. Then you got some people that's rocking that thing. In the I.S.U.P.K, under Commander Junior Yohana, we rocking that thing. Right. We doing it on beat, nice and swift, looking good doing it right. We invite you to come and do it right. Right. You understand? To come and do it right. Start a trend for your brothers and your sisters, because your lust can cost your brother his life, can cost your son his life, your daughter. You understand? There was an article not too long ago, maybe a few months back, where a brother, I think he went to go get some drugs or something, and he had his daughter in the back seat. He think it's gonna be a nice quick transaction. They shot the whole goddamn car with his daughter in the car. Right. And then the news twisted it around and said that he was using his daughter as a shield to block the bullets coming from whoever was shooting at him, when that really wasn't the case according to witnesses and so on and so on. You understand? Point being, his lust. I think his daughter didn't die. I don't think she died, but his lust put his daughter in grave danger. His lust. You know how many kids go to the store and give me some cigarettes and all of that. Poppy will give it to you. Abdul will give it to you, and that kid never comes home again.
Right.
There's 64,000 black women missing. You understand? There's 64,000, and that's the number they gave. It could be more than that. They're missing. They're gone. You understand? And I guarantee you this, some lust is behind that somewhere.
Right.
You understand? See, there's a way we can get out of this hellhole, man, and it's by following these scriptures. How do we do it? Start by loving your brother and sister enough to curb your actions, to make you second guess the dumbass things you're doing, to make you second guess, am I in the right spirit? Do I have the right attitude? I know I feel like smacking the hell out of somebody, but is that right to do? Think about it, because it could cost somebody their life. It just could. How many times have drug dealers, brothers or sisters or little cousins, little nieces been kidnapped, fingers cut off, bodies found in garbage cans because of what they're doing? You understand? Let's drop that real quick. Go to James, the book of James. Book of James, chapter 1. Go to the book of James, chapter 1, real quick. All right, whenever you got it, go ahead and hit it. I'm sorry, chapter 1, verse 12.
James chapter 1, verse 12.
All right.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
Yeah, blessed is the man that endure that temptation. You understand? To see this woman who's coming off as a harlot. What's a harlot? A harlot means a whore. But he fights that temptation. She has a man, but she still wants to do something to fight that temptation. To that sister who's having problems with her man, who her man is not seeing eye to eye.
Right.
But here comes this tall, dark, handsome, muscular, good credit a man. Here he come, and you say no, because you love your man enough, even though you're not seeing eye to eye, even though he don't got his thing all the way together. That endures that temptation. The Lord will bless you.
Right.
The Lord will be with you. The Lord don't bless you because you go to the Ebenezer Skeezer Baptist church and you scream and shout and faint and pass out and go put your dollar in the bucket. You know what I'm saying? The Lord ain't blessing you.
Right.
The Lord's not blessing you. You understand? And a lot of people think that. They go put that slick suit on and march up and down the goddamn aisle. They think they blessed. Meanwhile, they're getting them taking 74 pills in the morning. You understand? 74 pills for every goddamn thing.
Right.
I'm blessed. Look like the Lord is torturing you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like to me. What the Lord is dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? That's not being blessed. Fight that temptation. What's the point of go sit up in the church when you home and smoke a joint and eat some goddamn pig stomach?
Right.
And eat a ham. And then talk about every goddamn body that was sitting in the church. The Lord going to deal with you.
Right.
But if you endure temptation to not smoke weed, not sit in a Christian church, which is an absolute a car driving down a dead-end street at 200 miles an hour, you're better off doing that than sit in the Christian church. You understand? To not eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster because God said we shouldn't. If you can fight them things, then the Lord will bless you. Right. One thing, when I came into this truth and realized the truth of this Bible, how I had to live, I couldn't eat shrimp. And I love shrimp. I used to love shrimp. Scampi, fried, cocktail shrimp, all of that. You know what I'm saying? I used to love shrimp. Lobster too. I wasn't into breaking crabs and sucking crabs. I eat some crab meat salad. You know what I'm saying? I loved it. Guess what? Couldn't do it no more. Couldn't do it no more.
Right.
Loved weed.
Right.
Guess what? Couldn't do it no more. And I knew not to do it because it could kill my mother, could kill my father,
right,
could kill my brother, could kill my daughter. Forget killing me. It could kill somebody I love dearly. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing this.
Right.
I can't put them in danger like that. You understand?
Come on.
I can't put them in danger like that. Why would I take my daughter and throw her into a pool full of sharks? Why would I do that? Well, that's what you're doing when you want to follow after your own damn lust. That's what's happening.
Right.
You understand? Keep reading.
For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life.
Yeah, you're going to receive a crown of life. You understand? Did anybody that's catching the correlation here? We just read earlier.
Right.
Where you can get eternal life. Here we read you're going to get the crown of life. Life is getting better. Life is going to be better when you can fight your temptations. Life not just better for you, but better for your loved ones, better for your brothers and sisters, better for the ones that you don't even know. You understand? Keep reading.
Which the Lord hath promised to them that love him.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. Let him say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God.
Let no man say when he's tempted of God. I'm gay because God made me this way.
Right.
No, he didn't.
Right.
No, he didn't. He didn't make you that way. You chose to be that way. That's all. You chose to be that way. God didn't make you feel that way. You chose to be that way. God, you think does God choose men to be serial killers? He don't choose them to be serial killers. They chose to do that.
Right.
You understand? He chose that. That man had made it a conscious decision himself. God don't tempt people.
Right.
God don't tempt people. He don't do that. You tempt people. You tempt yourself.
Right.
We're going to keep reading how. Go ahead.
For God cannot be tempted with evil.
God's not tempted by evil. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. Go ahead.
Neither tempteth he any man.
He don't tempt no man with evil. Not with evil. He don't tempt you with evil. He'll put something in your face that you know you should do right and see if you do it.
Right.
But he's not going to tempt you with evil. You can't say I'm a serial killer because God made me this way. I'm a homosexual because God made me this way.
Right.
Yeah, well, guess what? If you're out there and you're single and lonely, God made you that way. You know what I'm saying? Right? No. It's because you're doing something wrong, or you either choose to be, or whatever the case may be. You make your own decisions. Keep reading.
Verse 14. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
His what?
Own lust.
His what?
Own lust.
You're tempted when you're drawn away to your own lust. If God made that person homosexual, then God made your mother a crackhead.
Right.
And it made your father an addict. Don't get mad at them. Your father's in prison. Don't get mad at God made him a criminal.
Right.
Why are you mad at him? You ain't mad at your homosexual cousin. Right? Didn't God make that homosexual? Then God made your father a criminal. What's the problem? See how contradicting and hypocritical and stupid that sounds?
Right.
Anybody that does something that's lustful or drawn into their temptations, or whatever the case may be, that's because they really want to do it.
Right.
That's all it is. You understand? And that feeling right there can cost your brother his life, cost your sister his life, cost your loved ones, your friends. Anybody can cost them their life because you're making a dumb decision. It's like being a drunk driver. It's like driving drunk. You're not just putting your life at risk, but you can go down the wrong way, crash into a car, kill a whole family of people because you decided to be a goddamn drunk that day.
Right.
Keep reading.
And enticed.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. That when lust hath conceived, and bringing forth sin.
Yeah, when you do this lust, all it does is lead us to sin. And we just read the wages of sin is death.
Right.
So your temptation is only going to lead to death. It's only going to equal up to death. That's it. There's no way around it. If you're going against what the Most High God said, it's only going to lead to death. But it may not lead to your death. It could lead to somebody else's death. It could. And that blood's going to be on your hands.
Right.
That blood's going to be on your hands. And guess what? You don't want to be on the wrong side of Most High God, because you're going to doubly pay for that.
Right.
Keep going.
And sin, when it is finished, bringing forth death.
And when it's finished, forth death. You understand? When you finish the act of whatever you lusted for, when you finish it and you're done with it, it's going to bring some death to you, guaranteed, because it says it right here in the Bible. You understand? It says it right here in the Bible. And it may not be no instant. Everybody think death is some quick instant death. No. High blood pressure could be death.
Right.
Diabetes could be death. You understand? Cataracts could be death. Dementia, Alzheimer's. That could be death. You understand? Colon cancer. Breast cancer. That can all be death. Don't mean you're going to get hit by a truck or shot in your head. It's going to be a quick death. It could be a real long, slow, drawn-out death. All because of your sin. You understand? And it may not be yours. It could be somebody you love. A long, drawn-out, stressful death that you got to watch them go from 250 pounds and melt all the way down to 98 pounds because cancer is eating them up.
Right.
It could be because you're that lifestyle. And you did it to him. Could be. Keep reading.
Verse 16. Do not err, my beloved brethren. Verse 17.
That's good right there. You know what I'm saying? Don't mislead. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Don't be misled. Don't sin. Don't live a life of error. You understand? Don't do that. Because it can lead to somebody else's sin. Go to Ezekiel real quick. The book of Ezekiel. Chapter 24. Chapter 24, start at verse 15. No, I'm sorry. Drop that. Go to the book of Joshua. Book of Joshua, chapter 7. Hold on one second, let me see. All right, let's go through it real quick. Go start at verse 2.
Joshua chapter 7, verse 2. And Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is beside Bethel, on the east side of Bethel, and spake unto them, saying, Go up and view the country.
So this is Joshua who's in charge at the time. I think he lived. Was Joshua living in the land of Egypt at this time? Well, he was in charge. Joshua. He was sending some brothers to go and spy on the land. You know what I'm saying? He obviously was the head of the host. He was the head of the military. Joshua sent some men to go and spy on Jericho. Go ahead.
And the men went up and viewed Ai.
Excuse me, Ai. Go ahead.
Ai, come. Verse 3. And they returned to Joshua and said unto him, Let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and smite Ai.
Now they're saying, look, we went out there, we looked, we only need about 3,000 men to go out and fight this battle. That's all we need. Go ahead.
And make not all the people to labor thither, for they are but few.
Yeah, there's only a few of them. No sense. So go ahead.
Verse 4. So there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men, and they fled before the men of Ai.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. And the men of Ai smote of them about 36 men.
Go ahead.
For they chased them from before the gate even until Shebarim, and smote them in the going down. Wherefore the hearts of the people melted and became as water.
And what happened? He said there's 3,000 men up there, and guess what? These men got beat down. These 3,000 men did not win.
Right.
They got killed, chased, everything else. You understand?
Okay.
And this blew Joshua's mind. He don't know why this happened. Why was he losing? The same way we're losing now as a society.
Right.
We should be wondering, why do we keep losing? Black people, when I say black, I mean Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the best people walking the face of the earth. Nobody can cook like us, play basketball, football like us, sing like us, dance like us, run, jump, nothing. Nobody can do nothing better than we can.
Right.
So why do we keep losing these battles? This is blowing Joshua's mind that his people got killed.
Right.
Go ahead.
I'm going to come, verse 6. And Joshua rent his clothes and fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of the Lord until the eventide. He and the elders of Israel, and put dust upon their heads.
Now Joshua was upset. He rent his clothes. What does that mean? He was so mad he tore his clothes, threw dirt on top of his head. We know how this is. You see Big Mom at the funerals or whatever the case may be, they going crazy, shaking and jumping, and everybody ripping their clothes, pulling their clothes off, pulling their wigs off, everything else. Joshua was upset. He was going crazy. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 7. And Joshua said, Alas, O Lord, O Lord God, wherefore hast thou at all brought this people over Jordan to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites? To destroy us.
He said, so Joshua saying, Lord, you brought us this far and sent our men to be destroyed by the Amorites. He's saying this is what you did. You want us to come this far just to be destroyed?
Right.
You understand? This is the same thing we wonder.
Right.
We've been captive in this land for hundreds of years.
Right.
And we're still being destroyed. Brothers in the UK, in Trinidad, in Jamaica, Central and South America, and Canada, and all over the place where we've been scattered, we still being destroyed? You brought us this far, made us for this? Go ahead.
Would to God we had been content and dwelt on the other side Jordan.
Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Now he's saying maybe we should have just sat down. We should have been content on the other side of Jordan. Maybe that's what we should have did. Go ahead.
Verse 8. O Lord, what shall I say when Israel turn up their backs before their enemy?
Now what am I going to say when they turn their backs on the enemies? Go ahead.
Verse 9. For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land shall hear of it, and shall Ephraim us around, and cut off our name from the earth. And what wilt thou do unto thy great name?
Now, when the enemies hear how we've been destroyed by these people, then other heathens are going to get wind of it, and they're going to try to destroy us too.
Right.
Doesn't that sound familiar? How the oppressor raped us, enslaved us, still kill us, and just torture us. Now, guess what? Asians is all in our communities.
Right.
Arabs is all in our communities.
Right.
Africans. I know you don't like that one, but no, we're not Africans. No, we're not Africans. Africans all in our communities, sucking up all our money, beating up our women over eyelashes, beating up on our women over fingernails and toenails, beating black men up because they think they're stealing, impregnating our women in the back of them Arab stores, selling heroin out the Arab store, selling weed at the Arab store. They got wind of how the oppressor destroys us. They got wind of that. Keep reading.
But I'm going to come, verse 10. And the Lord said unto Joshua, Get thee up, wherefore liest thou thus upon thy face?
He said, get up. The Lord told Joshua, get up off your feet. Excuse me, get up on your feet. Get up. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Israel hath sinned.
Say it again.
Israel hath sinned.
One more time.
Israel hath sinned.
Israel has sinned. Who's Israel? The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Right. You understand? The 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 children of Jacob they have sinned against me. You understand? You want to know why you're losing? Because y'all sinned against me. Y'all were disobedient to me. You followed your lust over following me. Right. You've sinned against me. Go ahead.
Okay. And they have also transgressed my covenant, which I commanded them.
They also broke the agreement. They broke the promise. They broke the terms in which we agreed upon. That you obey me and I give you eternal life. Right. I give you the crown of life. They broke that covenant. Go ahead.
For they have even taken of the accursed thing.
They have done what?
For they have even taken of the accursed thing.
Go ahead.
And have also stolen.
Have done what?
Stolen.
Thou shalt not steal. They have what?
Stolen.
Go ahead.
And dissembled also. And they have put it even among their own stuff.
Now, what's the Most High God saying? That one of your men has stole something. And not only did he steal it, he stole it and he put it amongst his stuff to make it look like it was his. He put it with his things to make it look like it's his. But he stole from me. That's the same thing we live in now. You understand? When you out there selling drugs and selling heroin and doing all of that, making your brothers and sisters addicted and making them overdose and all of that, you stealing from the Most High God. And you take that money that you make off that heroin, off that weed, off that cocaine and that crack and all of that, and you put it with your stuff like it's yours. You understand? But that's blood money. But you don't understand that it's the children of Israel's blood that's on that money. Right. It's the Most High God's name that's on that. Blood that's on that money. Right. You understand? When you sin against the Most High God, but you can sin against the Most High God by destroying your own people. And it's going to cost you your life, but it's also going to cost other brothers and sisters their lives. We're going to keep reading. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Therefore, the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies.
They couldn't do what?
Stand before their enemies.
Because this one person sinned. Because this one person stole. Men got killed over that. A war got lost over that. Because of one person's sin. Because of what one person did. People lost their life. This brother Joshua he rent his clothes and threw dirt on his head. You understand? Come on. People died. Funerals were had because of one person's lust. Keep reading.
But turned their backs before their enemies.
They did what?
Turned their backs before their enemies.
Damn. Go ahead.
Because they were accursed.
Go ahead.
Neither will I be with you anymore.
Now, just because this one person sinned, Lord said, I'm not going to be with you no more. All because of one person. Now, them people that died earlier in the scriptures, they died. They went to war and died. They didn't do nothing wrong. They didn't do nothing wrong. They went and fought and stood for the Most High God. But this one person didn't. And those righteous men died because of one person's lust. That's going on right now, black man. That is going on right now to this day. Right. The scripture said there's nothing new under the sun. That's going on right now. Except now it's not just one man that's sinning. It's a ton of us that's doing it. It's millions of us that's doing it. And it's causing millions of people to suffer. Right. Keep reading.
Except ye destroy the accursed thing from among you.
You got to destroy it now. Now, that accursed thing that's amongst us, we have to destroy. What's accursed mean? That thing that's pulled apart from the Most High God. That's against the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? That thing, we got to get rid of it now. What's the accursed thing now? Cigarettes. All anything addictive. Right. Molly, Percocets, promethazine. You know what I'm saying? Strip clubs, abortion clinics. Right. We can go on and on and on and on about the things that should be that are a curse from us. We have to get rid of that now. Right. You want to win the war? You want to get back in my right graces and win this war? You got to get rid of that accursed thing. And it's time for us to get rid of that accursed thing. You got a lust for white women. You got a lust for white boys and all of that. You with that accursed thing. We got to get rid of that.
Right.
We have to get rid of that. No, God loves everybody. God loves us. Well, not according to the Bible.
Right.
You understand? Not according to. You got some lust inside of you that's going against Most High God. You got to get rid of it if you want to win the war.
Right.
It's in the Bible.
Go.
Keep going.
Verse 13. Up, sanctify the people, and say, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow. For thus the Lord God of Israel, there is an accursed thing in the middle of thee, O Israel. Thou canst not stand before thine enemies until ye take away the accursed thing from among you.
So Joshua went and told his people, look, there's something amongst us that's not right. Now, when he's saying this to the people, you know who's hearing this? The person that stole.
Right.
They're hearing it too. That's why people say, y'all crazy out in the street corners. You know why we crazy? Because we're going out saying something that the thief can hear.
Right.
That the drug dealer can hear. That the rapist can hear. That the molester can hear. That the liar can hear.
Right.
We're going out and we're saying it to them and they can hear it. And we're telling people there's something amongst us that's a curse that we need to get rid of. There's something amongst us. You understand? That person that hear it and they're guilty, they don't want to hear that.
Right.
They don't want to hear that. You understand? And it's the same thing now to this day. Keep going.
Verse 14. In the morning, therefore, ye shall be brought according to your tribes. And it shall be that the tribe which the Lord taketh shall come according to the families thereof.
Okay.
And the family which the Lord shall take shall come by households.
All right.
And a household which the Lord shall take shall come man by man.
So he's telling me we're gonna call you tribe by tribe, house by house. We're gonna call you up. We're gonna cipher out who was wrong. All right. That's what we're gonna do.
Right.
We're gonna cipher out who's wrong. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire.
You're gonna die. The wages of sin is death. And you're gonna have to die. You know why? Because your lust cost your brothers their lives.
Right.
You made widows out of women.
Right.
You understand? You made widows out of your sisters. You had your brothers killed, made widows out of your sisters, and now the children don't got no father because of what you did.
Right.
And you're just gonna live happily ever after with your stolen goods. You're gonna live happily ever after with the sin that you're doing. You think it's that easy and that simple? Like God, some old punk ass that you just gonna do that to? Right. It's not gonna happen like that. Right. It's not gonna happen like that. It said you're gonna be what? Burnt with what?
Fire.
You're gonna be burnt with fire. That's what God said. You think God gonna pat you on top of your head and smack on your ass and say, it's all right, my child? No, that's Christianity.
Right.
And it's not in the Bible. You're going to be punished for it. And not only you, but your loved ones are going to be punished for it, and they didn't even do nothing. Keep reading.
He, in all that he hath, because he hath transgressed the covenant of the Lord, and because he hath brought folly in Israel.
So he's not just going to burn, but he and all that he has is going to burn. Wife, children, cat, dog, gerbil, whatever you got.
Right.
It's all going to burn. Your house, your car, your grass. It's all going to burn. Because you cost the life of other people because of your sin. He may not even know those men that died that went to that war. That went to out of them 3,000 men that went there and died. He might not even know them.
Right.
But they're dead because of what he did. Let that sink into your brain.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 16. So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes. And the tribe of Judah was taken. Verse 17. And he brought the family of Judah, and he took the family of Zaphites, and he brought.
Slakia, drop that. Go down to verse 18.
I'm gonna come verse 18.
For time's sake, we're gonna skip down to verse 18. Go ahead.
I'm gonna come verse 18. And he brought his household man by man, and Akkad, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabad, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, was taken.
So this man, Achan, he was taken. he was a suspect. So they took him. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Verse 19. And Joshua said unto Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord God of Israel, and make confession unto him.
He said, give glory to the Most High God, and confess. Right?
Right.
And confess, man. Now listen, everybody looks at you, hey, you gotta, confession is good for the soul.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It is good for the soul. It could kill you too.
Right.
That doesn't mean don't confess. The Lord know anyway. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean you're not gonna die because you came out with it. But it's good to come out with it. Good to be at least die with some honor. Right. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And tell me now what thou hast done.
Yep. Go ahead.
Hide it not from me. Verse 20. And I answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel.
Indeed, I have what?
Sinned against the Lord God of Israel.
Indeed, I'm selling crack. What?
Sin against the Lord God of Israel.
Indeed, I'm smoking dust. Go ahead, what?
Sin against the Lord God of Israel.
Indeed, I'm getting abortions. Go ahead.
Sin against the Lord God of Israel.
He admitted that he sinned against the Most High God.
Right.
That he's doing the things that he should not be doing. He know he shouldn't be doing it. But he think God is a soft punk ass that's not going to deal with him.
Right.
He think God is him. A punk. A sissy. A passive, tender, moist being. That's not the Most High God.
Right.
The Most High God said you're going to burn with fire. And because you don't get it now, don't mean you won't get it later. But in the meantime, I'll kill your family. I'll kill your friends. I'll kill your mother. I'll kill everybody that you love. I'll kill everything around you first. And then I'll burn you. And then I'll burn you and everything that you got. To let you know that your existence on this earth was nothing. But it could have been something if you obeyed me.
Right.
Because if you obeyed me, you would get a crown of life. A crown is for a king, ain't it?
Right.
You could be a king, but instead you chose to be a corpse.
Right.
Keep reading.
And thus have I done. Verse 21. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish garment, and 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight. Then I coveted them and took them. And behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent.
Now, so he admitted. He went and he stole. He seen a Babylonian garment he was not supposed to take at all, but he took it and buried it in his tent. That thing must have been looking real good.
Right.
But he took it and hid it in his tent, thinking nobody will find it, thinking nobody knows. But let me tell you something. What's that old saying? What did they say? What's done in the dark will come to light.
Right.
He thought he did it in the dark, but it came out.
Right.
It came out. Now he got to pay the piper for it. Not only that, but he got to really pay the piper. Why? Because innocent people died.
Right.
Because he wanted some goddamn garment. Because he wanted a garment that he could have probably just asked for.
Right.
But he decided to steal it and bury it, thinking nobody would know.
Right.
Keep going.
And Slapping. And the silver under it. Verse 22. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran up to the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent.
Now, go ahead. He sent messengers out there. They went and they found it. Go ahead.
And the silver under it.
And they found the silver under it. Go ahead.
Verse 23. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua, and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Lord.
So they brought all the garment, all the silver back, and laid it out in front of the children, laid it out in front of everybody, to let everybody see this.
Right.
This is what this man did. This is why your husband's dead.
Right.
This is why your father's dead. This is why your brother's dead. Your son is dead. This is why the man that you was courting and about to make a good future with, because he was a good man, and he's dead. This is why. This garment and all the silver that they laid out for everybody, this is why they're dead. This is why your best friend is dead. Because he decided to steal it. He decided to sin against the Most High God because of this. This is why your son was kidnapped. You lay all the crack down in front of everybody. This is why he's dead. Lay all the weed down and the heroin down. Lay it all down in front of everybody. Lay the mollies and the Percocets and the promethazine and the cough syrup. Lay it all down in front of everybody. This is why they're dead. Put the red flag and the blue flag and all the rest of that. This is why they're dead. This is why.
Right.
This is why. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan the son of Zerah and the silver and a garment and a wedge of gold, and his sons and his daughters, and oxen, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tents, and all that he had.
And what?
And all that he had.
And all that he had. Go ahead.
And they brought them unto the valley of Achor.
They took everything he had. His family, his gold, his pets, his work, his work animals. They took it all and brought it down to the valley.
Right.
What's the valley? Down to the low spot.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 25. And Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us?
Why did you do this? Why did you do this to us? He didn't say, why did you do it? He said, why did you do it to us?
Right.
We need to keep that word us large in our brain, because what you do affects us.
Right.
Not just you, but us. We need to keep that word dear into our hearts. You understand?
Okay.
He asked, why did you do this to, I paraphrase it.
Right.
Why did you do this to us? Why? Nobody, we didn't do nothing to you. Right?
Right.
Didn't do nothing to him. He just followed his own lust. Why did you do that to us? You understand?
Right.
This is what what he was asking. Why did you do this to us? Keep reading.
The Lord shall trouble thee this day.
The Lord shall do what?
Trouble thee this day.
Well, the Lord's going to trouble you this day. Why did you bring this trouble to us? Well, guess what? Now the Lord's going to trouble you for what you did. Now he's going to trouble you. You got everybody else killed over your lust.
Right.
You made widows out of women because of your lust. You understand?
Right.
Now the Lord's going to deal with you. Go ahead.
All Israel stoned him with stones.
And did what?
Stoned him with stones.
Go ahead.
And burned them with fire.
And did what?
Burned them with fire.
Yeah, and burned them with fire. He got stoned, and all he owned, all his possessions, everything he had was burned with fire.
Right.
We got to be careful with our actions, because it could affect our brothers, as we read earlier. It could affect your brothers before it affects you. It will affect you.
Okay.
But why live a life of lust and sin and so forth and so on and jeopardize other people's lives?
Right.
Why do that? Go ahead.
After they have stoned them with stones. Verse 26. And they raised overhead.
Wait, go back. Go back to, and Israel stoned them with stones.
And all Israel stoned him with stones. And burned them with fire.
They burned them with fire. Go ahead.
After
what?
After.
Go ahead.
they had stoned them with stones.
So they stoned them with stones. All of them. The goat, the ass, the ox. They stoned them with stones. And after they stoned them with stones, they did what?
Verse 26. And they
I'm sorry, Salakia. They stoned them with stones. They stoned them with stones, and then they burned them. Right? Then they burned them. The paraphrase says they burned them after they stoned them with stones. Right. So they stoned them first, and then burned them. And then burned them. And it wasn't just because he stole the garment, it's because what he did cost the life of other people. See, that same thing is going on right now to this day. You got to think twice about what you do. Not just you, but what we do. We have to think more of us and less of me, less of I. But we have to put words on the vocabulary like you, us, we. Go ahead.
So they're saying that they stoned him with stones, they burned him, and then they stoned him with stones again?
No. They burned this. They say they burned them after they stoned them. Right. So that means they stoned them and then they burned them. You understand what I'm saying? That's hardcore. Right. That's hardcore. And God allowed it. Right. Because that's what happens when you want to go against the Most High God. When you go against the Most High God, you are destroying your brother. Right. When you go against the Most High God, you're destroying the community. You're destroying the nation. When I say nation, I ain't talking about goddamn America. Right. I'm talking about the nation of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that call themselves Israelites. You're destroying that. And the Israelites are the chosen people of God according to the Bible. That's right. Read Romans chapter 9. Read Romans chapter 9, and you'll see that the Israelites are the one that pertaineth the adoption. That's that. Right. They're the chosen people of God. You can't get around it. You can put any type of mumbo jumbo on it that you want. You can't get around it no kind of way. That's that. The chosen people of God are the Israelites. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are the Israelites. That's right. Some say the Hispanics ain't, the Native Americans ain't, but they are. Right. They were the first ones to even go into captivity. Right. You understand? Stop listening to them nuts that you've been listening to. You understand? They was burnt after they were stoned. Right. And they deserved it. Keep reading. Verse 26. And they raised over him a great heap of stones unto this day. So the Lord turned from the fierceness of his anger. Wherefore the name of that place was called the Valley of Achor unto this day. What they did was raised up stones over the grave as a memorial to remember that this is where a traitor died. Right. This is where a brother who had no brotherhood died. So it could be reminding to people like, oh, yeah, I remember that story. I heard about that. Yeah, let's get out of here. I don't even want to see. It was a reminder to people that don't you ever cross the Most High God and cost your brother his life. Right. Don't ever do that. Or you're going to be stoned and burned, and you're going to put a memorial up so people can remember that this traitor right here was stoned and burned. You could be next if you decide to live that type of lifestyle. We have to be careful with how we act and conduct ourselves and the decisions we make. Why? Because it could cost other people their lives. But it's a guarantee that it's going to cost you yours. It's a guarantee. Not just yours, but everything you possess and own will wither away, according to the Bible. You understand? With that, I'm Priest of Shalayala. I'm passing class over to Priest of Sha'al. Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Shukatham to the brothers. Yahweh Shema Tham Bashim Shah to the sisters. Tune in Subscribe to No Carrots Hudson Valley on YouTube and all of that. Check us out. We're gonna keep the classes coming. With that, shalom.
Clap it up for the class.
You can go ahead and get busy on that.